you have decided to be a good listener. So the moment you decide you are a good listener, you will end up being a good learner. And there will be no decisions taken in haste and things like that. And once you decide you have to learn, then probably there's nothing that stops you from learning from anyone, be it small, big, whoever it is. It doesn't matter. Learn from every source, and that helps in every scenario.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Networking and Beyond. Today we have with us Mr. Mahavir Bagrecha, who is into home automation. He runs his company, Dimension Digital Control. He's been running this business for over 1.5 decades, and he takes the pride and honor of being one of the biggest event partners for Mysore Dasara and also the cricket matches that happen at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. For somebody who's been in the BNI fraternity for over 5 years, we can definitely call him a veteran. So without further ado, let's call upon Mr. Mahavir Bagrecha for this amazing podcast. Mahavir sir, welcome to Networking and Beyond. It's really nice to have you here.
Thank you, Lalit.
How does it feel to be on Networking and Beyond, our BNI podcast?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, I have been behind the screen, so it feels really different being on the stage.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And today, I'm looking to get some amount of knowledge and wisdom from your journey of business and your professional journey through home automation and definitely your BNI journey. So Mahavir sir, your father was a first generation business entrepreneur, and you told me about him when we were on a call. And what was your journey like into business? What were your early days like?
See, my dad had been in business before. So during those times, it was more of joint family and joint business kind of concepts. Mm-hmm. So that time we had to change. There was a need for us to move over to a different business. So that is when Dad opted for a different business.
Okay.
So he started his new business as a sub broker of Mumbai Stock Exchange.
Okay.
So that is exactly the point. I mean, my education was still on then. I was a child, but then that was the time when I started developing interest in the capital markets.
Okay.
So that is how it all happened to me.
Lovely. Now, you said he changed over business, right? What was the first business that he was in before he moved into this?
Yeah, we had a steel factory where we used to manufacture utensils, and we had a retail counter also. So these were the two things. And I mean, it was a very huge kind of setup. No, I mean, though it was not a private limited or public limited company, but then there were a lot of partners there.
Okay, lovely. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of background in terms of business. So what would it be like if I met you right after your college days? Mm-hmm. Let's say if I met you, what kind of person would Mahavir be back then?
I would say an investor in the making, because this is what I have seen all this time.
Correct.
My grandfather was a small-time investor. Mm-hmm. So was my father, and again he started a sub-broking business. So that is where I developed the interest there. So there are certain things which if I try to recall, during those days, my grandfather had a very different way of teaching us. So that time I remember when I was a child, probably in the 3rd, 4th standard, we used to refer, three different newspapers.
Okay.
We used to subscribe to 3 different newspapers. That is the Hindu, Economic Times, and one Mumbai Business Journal.
Okay.
So he used to tell me, can you look at this and tell me what is the price of this? So that is, I mean, it was a very different way of him to teach us. Uh-huh. And that is how I also developed interest in this area.
Okay, that's lovely. So the newspaper was the source of information and knowledge for you, or with what motive did your grandpa get these newspapers?
No, for him it was very important to have all the different newspapers, because every newspaper, those time what used to happen was multiple companies were there. Some were listed in Mumbai Stock Exchange, some were in different local stock exchanges, and the news were always different. Hindu is
correct.
Overall, Economic Time was very specific, and then there's a Mumbai Samachar that is very specific to the stock exchanges.
Okay.
So of course, the information gathering newspaper was the biggest source. We didn't have internet those days.
Correct, true. That's great, sir. So, in terms of all your experiences that you had in terms of starting your business, moving on from that, what are some of the life-changing experiences that you might have had in terms of business?
See, immediately after my graduation, I did not continue my further education. I thought I will get into the same business. But then what happened was, after a certain period, I mean, I was, for 2 whole years, I have been full time involved in this. And that was a time when I learned a lot how companies they work, how they operate, how stock markets operate, how was the reaction when companies report profits and things like that. There was a lot of learning there. Then we just happened to meet one of my far off uncles. So he was into semiconductor distribution business.
Okay.
So he said, "Why don't you join me?" I was like, we were never of the opinion that we should be working somewhere. He said, "No, you're not. Look, you're not working here. You come as a partner."
Okay.
I said, "Fine. I mean, I'll do that." And I mean, I was so adamant that I'm not going to move anywhere else. I will stick on to my same business that I said, "Okay, I'll think over. Let me see how the business is." And he was a very seasoned businessman. He said, "Okay, don't worry. You come down, have a look at how we do business. If you are convinced, you can join us."
Okay.
That was the flow. Then the other next day, immediately I went there. I said, "Okay, yes, I'm going to join here."
Okay.
So there we learned a lot of things. What happened was, I mean, I have never been part of the counter sales, so that we have never experienced that part of business. So it was something like, it was a little bit of assumption, and what we thought business is where 2-3 people get together and each person does his job and things keep moving on. But when I joined here, that is when I got to know it's all about having a right. If you really want to scale up, you need to have a right team of people. You need to have right processes. You need to have right strategies in place. So that is where a perception changed. Because for me, it was like being an investor and investing in companies is a different thing. So we did not have that courage or that vision to form a company like that. Correct. That would have been something completely different. But that wasn't the case. So looking at this was, I said, okay, this is the right place to be in.
Okay.
So that's how it started for us.
That's fantastic. So, sir, was it the only place that you stayed? Did you have any other experiences in any other job opportunities?
No.
Throughout your career? So you stuck there?
Yes. After my graduation, 2 years into the business, and then it was 3 years here, and then we started with Dimension Digital Controls.
Okay, that's lovely.
Our current company.
Your current company. Now, speaking of your current company, can you tell us what you do from your current company? It says Dimension Digital Controls. Now, 3 great words, but if you can tell us what you do and what was the inspiration behind this company?
Okay. So one thing was sure, we had to do some business. And we were just trying to figure out what is something which is trending and something where we can actually venture into and make it big. So this is one thought which came to us. I mean, get into a home automation business. So we actually started as a home automation company. So gradually we realized home automation is something which comes later. Before that, you have security system. Because home automation is something which addresses the aspiration of a person.
Correct.
Security is a need. Though today, even if you look at it, home automation also includes security as a part of it. But people consider it separate. So that's how even we say security, home automation, and audio video. So these are the 3 things we used to cover. The idea behind that was, now let's take a case of a residential project coming up. Architect does his job, interior designer does his job, right? And many a times the architect is a person who himself designs it. So for the person who's building a house, he needs another vendor who can do rest of his work.
Correct.
So that is where we come into picture. So we take care of his security, automation, audio video, networking, and whatever is required.
Okay, I have a very curious question. How did this transition happen between your previous stint, of working with close to the stock exchange, and now you're all of a sudden doing this? How did that transition happen?
See, stock exchanges is something like it was it is still my passion, but then I'm still not involved there, to be very honest. Because there it is something, you don't really need to have a team or something. It's more of a one-man thing. If my dad is doing something, I just have to assist him. So there's no much of value addition what we do. A person to decide on investing a lakh of a rupee and crore of a rupee, it's only the numbers that will change there.
Correct.
Denomination will change there.
Correct.
So that's about it. Then we said we really need to do something. And being in stock market, if you look at it, why can't we create a company, list the company, create value?
Fair enough. That's a bigger thought, it's a more infinite
That's
thought.
doable.
I'm pretty sure I agree with you as well. And that's a dream or a goal that every businessman should carry with himself. Speaking of entrepreneurship, how important is it for you to know that, because you mentioned about team, how important is this team and the skill that goes behind making that team, which is people skills? What is the importance of this?
Importance of people,
People, yes.
I would say immense.
Immense.
I would call that as the most important. See, what happens is, as I said, once we have a right set of people, right team in place, rest of the things are all taken care of. It is all the action of the right set of people that is going to result in other things. So that way I would give utmost marks to the people skill, just having a right set of people, and I think the battle is won.
Correct.
Rest of the things will fall in place for sure.
Correct. And irrespective of how great your product is or your service is, without the right team, you can never go that long way of, lasting in the business market or being one of the best to stand out. None of that is possible without that team.
Yeah, I mean, the people say, even if you have water, which can be a substitute for petrol, if it's not marketed rightly, nothing would happen there.
Very true. 100% agree with you. Now, speaking of that marketplace identification, I want to know, today there are so many home automation places that are sprouting up. What makes you stand out, sir, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and as your business? What makes you stand out? What is your USP?
Okay. So when we talk of home automation, I would just like to add a little more here. See, home automation is nothing but anything and everything that requires electricity or power to control, and you're able to do it through voice and mobile phone application. That is home automation. So when we started home automation, it was in the year 2004. It was a struggle time for us.
Okay.
Because that time home automation was something unknown to people. It was very difficult for us to sell. What happened later was we had a lot of companies like Legrand, ABB Schneider, many of the top companies, they came in the year 2005 and 6. So that is when the awareness of the product started.
Okay.
In the process, what happened was we had tried different home automation brands. Some of the products which were only sold in US, we tried it here. Then we have gone with a lot of wired automation products. So we have been doing that for a long while. Even we are currently doing it. But then we realized what is being offered to a customer and what he actually requires. There is a big gap in between. People are going for it because it's a European product, they trust, they go for it. But then there was a big gap to it. So we said, yes, look, we need to really come out with a product which can address the needs of the people here, how people are used to here. In Europe, what happens is the switches are at the foot level. So, they use the leg to switch it on, switch it off. But that doesn't happen here. We would never do anything with our legs. It's something that way. So then we said we need a product. And the whole thought process was build a product which is similar to your conventional lighting switches.
Correct.
So that a person does not have to change any of his architecture. He decides he needs to automate, he should immediately be able to, switch over to automation. Just remove your mechanical switches, put the panel there. So then, that was one thing, making it simple. So we made it simple. Then another thing was we had to make sure the product is very safe. Because the working condition in India is different from working condition in US or Europe.
Absolutely.
So we have seen a lot of products fail when it comes to this parameter. Then we decided, okay, we really need to work on this. Then we made sure our panel is able to take a surge of 4 kVA and a voltage surge of 440 volts. So those are some of the safety parameters which I'm trying to say. So that makes us completely different. And now what has happened is automation is no more a concept today. That is because we have simplified the whole process. We, in the sense, I mean, the market has been transforming, and rather than anyone else, if you look at it, Alexa and Google, those are the people who've got a bigger role to make, make sure the automation penetrates more. So what has happened here is it's a single panel. Now, if anyone has to automate, it's just 3-bedroom house. All we say is just have 5 of the panels, the automation is done. So from a concept level, we have brought it down to a product level.
Okay.
So that's a big transformation if you look at it.
True, very true. And my question as a customer or a potential customer, because I've only heard about home automation, I've never seen anything like it. So can you tell me what would be some of the benefits that I would have, let's say, if I'm going for a 2,000 square foot apartment that I'm trying to automate, or a small independent 30 by 40 house, 2 floors. Why should I get my house automated in terms of this technology?
See, there are 2 things to automation. If I have to break up automation, I would say one part is security, one part is comfort and luxury. So when we say security, it is a necessity. So probably take a scenario where, I mean, you have a 2-storied house. There's a video door phone. I mean, you can, there's a visitor ringing the bell. You can just unlock the door from the top. So that is a security as well as a comfort thing. I mean, if it's for your parents, they don't have to move down. Right from there, they can unlock, talk to the visitor, allow him inside. And let us say in today's scenario where there are nuclear families, okay, husband and wife both working, they have a child at home, there's a caretaker for it. If they want to monitor what's happening at home, they're able to do it. So there's a security part of it. Next is the aspiration part of it. Now, if you look at the technology, we have seen technology everywhere around us. Our automobiles have technology. The way we do business, there's a lot of technology into it. Our communication, there's a lot of technology into it. So, personally, as my thought goes, homes are one place where technology is yet to penetrate. So that is where even people are looking at. And now what's happening going forward is even the developers, they need to sell their inventory. How different they are. So there are some of the technology features they keep adding.
Okay.
It adds value to their product lineup.
Correct. Very true. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense. And the first time I think I saw an automated piece of technology was in the movie Home Alone. I don't know if you remember, but in Home Alone, I think part 3 or 4, this little boy, automates everything through his voice. And I when I was a kid, I was quite amazed as how that could happen. But fair enough. So speaking of such a brilliant technology, I'm pretty sure you've had some great success stories in terms of clients. What can you tell us some of the clientele that you deal with and who've been associated with you?
Okay, success story is what I would highlight on the security aspect of it. See, when it comes to automation, we have done some of the best of the homes in Bangalore, what we have done. So on the security side, there are a lot of events which takes place here in Karnataka. So one event being the Mysore Dasara procession.
Correct.
So these are all high security events. So it has been twice where with no sufficient time, at a very short notice, we were asked to do the complete security. So we have done a 21 kilometers of cable laying.
Wow.
In a matter of 7 days.
Wow.
And the show could go on. Similarly, we have done it in Bangalore for Republic Day and Independence Day parade for Manekshaw Parade Ground.
Okay.
So all these years we have been doing for them.
Okay.
The Ganesha processions here. Because what happens is when you are working in government sectors, you may not have the required time all the time.
Correct.
So if you're really geared up and if you really have the backup, it's only then you can make sure everything goes on smoothly. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible.
You need to have a good team for that.
Yes, we do. We do have a
Yes,
team.
yes, yes. True. I mean, without that, it's quite impossible to achieve, especially a Mysore Dasara or I also remember you telling that there are a lot of cricket matches in the
Yes,
held in
Chinnaswamy Stadium. So
yeah.
we have covered a lot of, during those days, I remember when it was the first test match and the CCTV was to be installed. Everything was planned. Then the department says, until you don't have CCTVs, you cannot carry on with the matches. So, they had to take the decision instantly. And they taking a decision instantly was, they had no option. But who would do it instantly?
Yeah, true. I mean, you sounded as important as Tendulkar at the batting lineup.
Not that way.
I'm just saying, without him, you couldn't play. But again, at the end of the day, without the camera for safety, you couldn't play. Fantastic.
Then somehow we actually flew down cameras from Delhi,
Okay.
installed it, and we could do it.
That's fantastic. That's great. That's really nice, sir. We've gotten to know a lot of your business side of things. One of your other interests and hobbies that you say when you meet people is you love playing the game of snooker. What does this game teach you? And I've given my hand at it as well. My father does play snooker as well, and it's a great game to play. So, what are your
Oh, sure, I'll join him someday.
For sure.
Snooker is something, snooker is the game, but what happens is for the reason behind that is we happen to meet each other.
Correct.
And earlier, we used to have all the outdoor games, so those things have all come down now.
Yes.
So we have, it's more, we are struck with these indoor games, and snooker is something which is common. Everyone likes it, so yes, we go with it. And that's something, where this is the only pastime for us now.
Yeah.
During the busy day,
Uh-huh.
not every day, but then, yes, we take off time.
Yes.
Earlier, it used to be over a coffee, so now we say, okay, coffee, we'll have it there.
That's really nice. Everybody needs an interest or a passion to, showcase their talent. Now, moving on, sir, it's in terms of BNI, it's where we met. It's been 5 years now, half a decade in BNI, and I think you've had some of the most amazing stories and learnings from this place. BNI has been one part of your sales channel, for your business. Can you tell
Definitely.
me one amazing success story from your BNI channel?
I will tell you two.
Okay, go on.
Okay.
I'm
So,
all ears.
I think about 2 years back, the ED of Mumbai, Mr. Bharat, was here. So we were told anyone who's into this technology products, please do meet him, so that we can explore the markets in Mumbai region. I think it's more than 3 years. 3 years, yes. So I said, okay, we should give it a try. That's how I happened to meet him. So I said him, we have a very unique product and we would like to take it there. So the concern for us was, how do we approach all the people there? So he made things so simple, I was amazed. That was the first time I really had to sit and think, this is how Giver's Gain should be working. He booked the hotel there, put a message in the entire region, made sure everyone from the same category assembled at a common place, and that is where I did my presentation and I finished.
Wow.
So it went well, very well. And then again, in coming back to our chapter again, we had a person here who had joined for a separate category.
Okay.
So he was quite impressed with our business and he wanted to kind of relocate. So that is how we started off our Cochin branch. So he looks after the Cochin branch there.
Okay.
So that again was a discovery from BNI.
That's nice, and you don't know in BNI when you're going to get your dream referral or your power buddy. It always happens,
Yes.
You always go in that anticipation. BNI also has 7 very important core values. What is that one core value that you can relate to specifically, and why is it so important to you?
I would say continuous learning.
Mm-hmm.
Learning is something which has to be continuous for anyone for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something which will have an impact on both your personal and professional side. So when we are learning, you have decided to be a good listener. So the moment you decide you are a good listener, you will end up being a good learner. and there will be no decisions taken in haste and things like that. No, and once you decide, you have to learn. Then probably there's nothing that stops you from learning from anyone, be it small, big, whoever it is. It doesn't matter. Learn from every source, and that helps in every scenario. So I would definitely, stay with continuous learning. That is something to go with.
Yes, and learning is something that's a continuous process and
Never ending process.
never ending process. It's from womb to tomb, they say, you got to keep doing it. Yes, sir. So that's fantastic. And I'm super happy that, you've shared such an amazing journey about how you've come here, what you're doing right now. My final question in this segment for you is, where do you want to be in the next 5 to 10 years?
I'm sure we'll be among the top 3 automation companies in the country, and we will be having our global presence. So I'm sure about that. We would be there.
That's fantastic. So you want to expand and grow your business.
Yes.
That's great, sir. And I'm pretty sure for somebody like you, this will be an achievable task because of your good work, your dedication, and of course, because of your great team.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this segment. Moving on, we are going to the exciting part of the segment, which is the rapid fire round. Are you ready for it?
Sure.
Superb. So the first question to you, sir, is what motivates you to get out of bed every day in the morning?
Tea and newspaper with family.
Lovely.
Everything is very important there.
Everybody is giving me a very professional answer saying, I want to make a difference to people through my work, or, I want to expand, I want to grow, I want to become successful. But this, for a change, was a really nice answer. Nice to know that. Name another business profession you wouldn't mind getting into.
Capital markets as an investor.
Of course, I expected that to come out of you. Name 3 business leaders you would want to have a discussion over dinner.
Azim Premji,
Okay.
Warren Buffett, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Super. The last with the super duo.
One thing common in these 3 business leaders are they have achieved a lot, and at one point of time, they have decided to
Give.
give.
Fantastic. Superb. If you were given $1 million, what would you do with it?
Would it be as a loan or as a reward?
Reward.
Okay.
Nice question. Let's say reward.
I would say a certain portion would be for non-commercial or whatever purposes, and rest would be for
Work,
business development.
Business investment. Okay.
But then there would be 2 shares for sure.
That's nice.
The ratio is not known.
That's always important, right? What are some of the inspirational books or videos that you have come across and you can recommend?
I'm not a very organized reader that way, but then one thing what I would recommend is what I love reading is Osho.
Oh, sure. That's nice.
I would strongly recommend. Everyone should listen to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do listen to him as well, and I think there's a lot of truth that he speaks
Yes.
as it is, which is why also people don't like it
Yes,
sometimes, especially with somebody like him. So yeah, if you authored a book, what would it be called?
I wouldn't be doing that, but if I had to do, it would be a journey.
Okay, a journey. What is the best advice you ever got?
Okay. Treat the people the way you expect to be treated by them. Just follow this mantra and everything else will fall in place for sure.
100%. It's like BNI's give us gain policy. What goes around comes around.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah. Now you've been a part of this beautiful community called BNI. What other community are you a part of and you would love to recommend, say, hey, you can be a part of this community?
Okay, when it comes to business, I'm part of BNI, so I would recommend everyone to be part of BNI as a business strategy. Then, besides this, I would also say, which even I plan to, be a part of some NGOs and maybe, any of the spiritual bodies, whichever relates to you.
Correct.
So I think that makes the whole thing complete.
Very true. I mean, business, you're there to earn, learn. In terms of, what do you say, spirituality, you're learning, and again, you're giving. It's the same towards everything. So, yes, sir. So, are you a coffee or a tea person?
I'm a tea person.
Tea person, chai. That's nice. Indoor or outdoor sports?
Both, but I mean, what's happening to us is indoor. So I would say indoor.
Indoor, snooker. If you could teach one subject in school, what would it be?
Capital markets.
Capital markets again. Fantastic. I think that's a great rapid fire round, and you've been one of the quickest to answer, and you can say the wackiest also of the lot. Thank you so much, Mahavir sir, for being on this show. I had a lot of learning. I understood automation on a personal level, and thank you so much for being on the show. So for a lot of our viewers today, I have 3 specific takeaways which I can derive from this wonderful podcast. The first one is the importance of having the right team with you. Now, if you
Absolutely.
don't have the right team, there is no way you can win, right?
True, agreed.
I'm pretty sure that once you have the right team, you are destined to win. And no matter how great one individual is in that team, you cannot win. It's like a cricket match or a sports team. The second one is remember to customize and shift according to the tides. And because if you don't customize according to the needs of your customer and you're just trying to sell you cannot become a successful business.
True.
Yeah. The third one is the importance of listening. And I remember one of my teachers always telling me that God has always given you 2 ears and 1 tongue. That means you got to listen more than speak. And I really like the way you emphasized on listening. And if we start listening to people, other people will listen to us, and we'll have a beautiful world to create. So thank you so much, Mahavir sir, for these
Thanks a lot,
3
Lalit.
amazing takeaways that I had.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure having you here, sir.
Thank you, Lalit. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for more such amazing insights into an entrepreneur's journey, we're going to have people coming on over every single week. Stay tuned to Networking and Beyond. Subscribe, like, and share this amazing channel. See you soon.